Back it up to this green bit.
Carry on.
Back it up. Put it on the fresh bit. Keep it low to the ground so they don't shoot under it. There's a bit at the end of this bed, then 4 plants, and then the next one along.
It's just watered, but it's not soaked in that quick.
So what's a weed and what's not a weed? What?
These are not.
Is this a weed?
Yes. If you go in the middle, you can't go wrong. Nothing planted in the middle.
Is that a weed?
Yes.
What about that one? Maybe it's better just to point out the plants.
These lime green things. What you after?
Weeds, kind of.
All that's weed.
All the middle bit.
Anything that looks like that is not a weed. Everything else in here is.
That's a fern. That can fuck off. That's a weed.
And the crowd goes wild. You don't get bananas off them then.
Is that a weed? Is that
That's
fucking
not.
just tell me is that a
Yes.
weed? But that looks like that. Is that a weed?
Yes. It's that.
That is. Oh,
And that.
that is a weed.
No, that's not that.
Right, so what one are you pointing at?
That and that is not weed. The rest of it there
What about
is.
that one?
Yes.
Play it safe. I know it's Friday, I know you're tired. I know I really annoy you.
There we go.
Même si je fais en premier et tout, j'ai regardé, ça va pas. Après, je peux pas filmer comme ça ou comme ça, tu vois. Je suis obligé de le faire en plusieurs morceaux.
Ah oui, c'est compliqué pour faire ça.
Ouais, bah ça, mais nous, c'est nous. Ça, je prends, t'as vu le marteau téflon, un bouton, pam, pam. Tu vois, ça va prendre la pompe, c'est pas de problème. Mais c'est après, là.
Ah oui.
Good morning. Well, we've all kind of stopped what we were doing and we all just want to concentrate on getting these dormers right. So we're giving the roofer as many measurements as we can. We're marking out templates and stuff so that we can take it down to the bending room and just kind of get all the little details and joints sorted. So we've got one together and then the rest are just a copy of that. But it's super important that all this comes together smoothly. 52.
Press that way.
I know!
10 minutes, 2 cuts so far.
Impeccable.
Nickel.
Impeccable.
Ça c'est exact, ça.
Ça c'est bon.
Après, vous avez ça.
Là aussi, ouais.
Petit coupe
Ouais,
ça
ouais,
aussi.
ouais, ouais. Bah tout le long, hein. Oh.
Voilà.
Ouais.
C'est bon. Because if you lap any point of this, whichever way you lap it, you're getting water coming in. It would be horrific if we try and make it as neat as possible doing that as a solder. Maybe even in there. Just 2 joints on show.
But tidy neat.
As neat as we could get it, yeah. But for it to be as neat as possible, they need to be very matched.
Yeah.
You know, really tight on it, and in that way we wouldn't be able to do a bend there, because then it'd be scalloping it out and you wouldn't quite be touching. You'd have to be pressing it while trying to... I think it's just got to be a straight bit, but that joint would then finish it nicely and you wouldn't have 2 flat bits. We could either, yeah, we could solder that on. That comes all the way into the window. We just sort of solder there.
Is that stopping that far in at the moment?
Possibly been screwed at the very top. Just enough to cover all that basically.
We can make that wide, can't we?
Yeah, make it as wide as you want, yeah. It could be fucking that wide as a detail.
So it gives you, so as that bends over, it's got a full attachment point that you can crimp back into. That bit's straight up, the big bit. That bit can be straight up or bent up if it's under the triangle. They can either come on big enough straight, it's under the triangle. This is something. Oh! We go flat at the top. Right, we want now right, clear that up. If we do that, clear up a little bit of this, put those up. Trouble is, with this stuff like that, you always need to be going just past the 90, because otherwise it's got memory and it springs back. I already see that template too small.
So we took some time to rejig the dormer idea. It just wasn't working out, and we were trying to work out how we layer everything to get waterproof especially, and so that it looks the best, you know. Originally all these dormers would have been pressed in a big machine, and that would have added all these details, but where we're limited to just bending and rolling, we've had to be a bit ingenious. So I think we've got it right. We're just going to fit the final top cover, which we managed to get in one piece, and after that everything clips, all the details and trim clip in. So as soon as this is right, we should know if we've done it.
You get it?
Yeah, bend up another couple of centimetres. Snip it further along and bend it a bit more. Well, the top bit didn't quite fit. Just needed about another ½ centimetre folded in at the back, and that's what this is all about. It's about this fitting pretty much millimetre perfect, so that all the joints don't really need to be soldered. They can be clipped tightly together and it looks super slick. I think we've got enough detail on this front dormer. We're putting that scalloped detail in, that it's not too busy, it's not too overcomplicated, because it needs to be simple for the other dormers. I think there's just enough detail by the time all the trims all around everything, that'll be enough to really make them pop. And like I said, working between what we want the dormer to look like and what we're capable of doing with the stuff we've got, just creating folds and rounds and turnovers, I think we're getting to a place where we're really happy with the final result. That's not it. We've still got the finials to go on the top of every single dormer, and I think we decided we're going to put a bit of the trellis work, the same that we're doing around the perimeter of the top of the turret, going back to the roof as well. So that'll just add the final embellishments and stop it looking like flat copper. The trick is that we wanted to minimise all the solder on the outside. I managed to get it to just 2 little solder welds at the bottom. Everything has got to underlap everything. We've got to build it from the bottom up. Everything's got to be pinned back, but with no screws showing. So there's a lot of brain power involved in getting this whole thing together. But I think we're there now. What I'm hoping is by tomorrow we can get this one up and complete. We can get some other bits bended down there, and as soon as we've got one complete one up, we can then infill, because that's what we've been waiting for, to infill above the dormer window. So to be able to get one side all the way to the top completely full, that's going to be amazing. I think we'll do the front one after this, the front dormer, get that together, because that's going to make the biggest visual impact from the front of the drive, to see that window in, all the slates finished. We're not far away, I hope. See you tomorrow.